This is the iFootage SL1 60D and LED light, and it's one of the main lights that I use in my studio. And I'm going to talk about what I like about this system. So inside here we have the body of the system. Incredibly bright LED, simple controls here on the back. So this is the dimmest. This is 0%. And it goes up in 1/10%, which is pretty amazing. So 1%, and then 11%. 20%, 37%, look at that. You can do search and rescue with this thing. 43%, 50%, 100%. So that is 100% with that light, which I gotta do this, looks like that. Another cool thing about this, in addition to the AC power, you can also connect this with a PD, with a USB-C power delivery cable, which means you can run this whole thing over a power brick with no problems at all. In order not to drop anything like a hood off of the system, you have to do this to unlock it, to remove it. And I also like the really excellent locking mechanism that they have on here. It is really easy to get that super tight so it doesn't fall off. I have the new light set up. It's not on yet. You could probably figure that out because it's really dark on me, but I want to show you one of the coolest things about this light, which is that it's controllable via device. And so I could have one of these iFootage lights or 30 of these iFootage lights. With this slider, I can control the intensity of all of the lights. But if I had more lights, I could control the intensity of just every single one of them at a time. Okay, so I'm going to turn this one on. Okay, so this is 21% intensity. The light that I'm replacing this with, this amount of light, was just about 100% intensity, but this is only 21.4. Now watch this. Okay, that is full intensity on this light. And again, the last light I was using was also full intensity. I'm probably going to put the white diffusing material on the inside too. This is way too much light for my studio, but I'm going to back this down. How's this looking? It's hard to tell on this particular monitor because it's a little dark. Okay, there's also some cool things you can do here. So I'm going to go into the light, and now you can see that there's a whole bunch of settings in here. And so these settings are for things like I was just doing before. So there's a setting called bright. Don't know what that does. Okay, goes all the way bright. A setting called standard, and a setting called eye comfort, which seems to back the light off just a little bit so your eyes don't get tired. I'm not sure I get that one at all. Okay, back to standard. Now watch this. I'm going to go into effect, and here's those effects that I had before. So this one right now is on fireworks. So this one is called Faulty Bulb. It's sort of like in a science fiction movie where you go down the hallway and there's a light like sort of flickering like that as somebody walks down the hallway. I can change how often it flickers. Okay, I can also change the curve of how I want it to flicker, and so I'm going to do an S curve here, and now it's going to flicker with a different reaction curve, which I think is really kind of cool. I'm going to be done with this because it's giving me a migraine, and I'm going to go back here, done, and now I want to show you one called music. So I set it over to music. And now it's using my microphone. When you go back, it just goes back to the normal setting, and that's it. So now I can control this light or multiple lights from iFootage no matter where they are in my studio. I think this is a fantastic light. The absolute craziest thing to me about this, oh, this is still too bright. Hold on, turn me down a little bit here. Okay. The actual craziest thing to me about this light is that it's like $120 usually, but it's often on sale for $99. Okay, by comparison, this light I have over here that does fill was $100, and the light is nowhere near as bright or nowhere near as diffuse. You can spend $100 on a massive light that you can control with your phone from anywhere in your studio. Now I think I gotta get more of these lights. Do you use any of the iFootage lights? If you do, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience with them. Also, what are your favorite light diffusers, especially if you're working in a YouTube studio? What have you found works really well to light you? You will find links to purchase this iFootage light down in the description below. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss, and as always, thanks so much for giving this a try.